Detroit Become Human. It was the first ever immediate 10 score, and did I mean that? Drum roll, please. Hey, welcome back, or welcome to the channel. I am the JollyPotOGold. Every 6 months we're gonna do a tier list of all the games we've played so far, and I'm gonna keep adding to it. And we're gonna keep ranking, rescoring games that we played. This is volume 1. Volume 2 will come out in 6 months. I'm excited to get into it. Let's get it. Before we start anything, Happy New Year. To old and new, welcome. I've had so much fun playing all the games we're about to talk about. This channel has truly been a blessing. As of recording, we're at 74. That will probably change because the growth has been crazy. I give it all to God, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. Welcome to volume 1 of the JollyPotOGold tier list. We're gonna talk about Uncharted. Little did I know, I've been bullshit on a lot of these rankings. Okay, now, Uncharted, how do I say this? It was good for the first game on the channel. It was the first game I played. It was the first Sinner plays. That being said, it determined the scores of all the other games that I played because I was so focused on trying to play a better game than Uncharted because it sucks. Number 1, the gunplay was horrible. I think I'm just shitting on it a little too hard. I'll aim right dead center on a person. I stub my toe on a rock or some shit, and my reticle will go off. Please. Uh-oh. I f*** it in. And I get there's probably flinch mechanics. However, if you're gonna do flinch the reticle too, not just Drake's gun. The story in general was predictable as f***. I'd say the beginning scene was a good introduction. It was a nice warm-up, get you used to the gunplay and the mechanics without telling you truly how to do shit. How the f*** you reload? Let us not reload. Which I figured it out eventually, but as the game went on, it just became more and more predictable. Like, I felt in my heart that Sully was gonna get shot. I felt like Elena and Drake were going to fall in love, not fall in love, but have a thing for each other. I don't even know if Elena is gonna be a returning character, which if you want me to play the second game, comment, tell me. I already put it on the spin wheel, knowing that people would want to see my reaction to the second game. Let me know. And then the villain. It was mainly the villains. I feel like Eddie was a good villain antagonist. He was funny. He was the scrawny little bastard. Like, I know they were like,
something's been picking off our men. We're scared.
It was bullshit. I'm sorry. There's so many better ways to hint toward there's something other out there. I remember Navarro, not for any good reason. It's a trope of a character, that second in command that has that look, that like sly, devilish, I'm not telling you everything I know look, and they barely have any lines until then they start speaking more. Starscream, Koba, Planet of the Apes, Judas, in the Bible. There's so many examples. His boss fight was just... There hasn't been a game I've played / am playing currently that has pissed me off as much. What am I supposed to do? I'm so sick of this death sound in my ear. Oh my. It was predictable, but it was sloppy. You'd predict the pattern, you time it right, and then you pop up, and then you die by something else, or the pattern was slightly off by a second or two. Have it be engaging, have it be adaptable. The very last bit of the boss fight wasn't even a gunfight for real. There were barely any quick time events throughout the whole thing. Fine, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Six coins out of... Bullshit. The new score is a 5 coins out of 10. I'm bringing it down to 1 because the game itself was out to kill me. There's potential to be a good game. I just think they worked on their storytelling, pacing, and gunplay. it would have been a better game. That being said, we're going to put Uncharted Drake's Fortune in a crispy foil tier. We're putting it in foil because it was just unremarkable. Foil is if it's unremarkable or shit. It can only get better. It can only be mid to great. That being said, we're gonna move on to the next game. BioShock. BioShock had the potential to really wow me and really get a higher score. It had an advantage of being right after Uncharted to where I thought any game was better than Uncharted, which it was, undoubtedly. BioShock, better story, better characters.
Papa John's.
Which is crazy, because I'm gonna get to that. Better gunplay. I think the only thing that it didn't have better was mobility. Uncharted had better mobility. All in all, plasmids, buttery. I didn't get to try every single one of them. The ones that I did try, beautiful. The enemies were fun until it felt like they were recycling a lot.
You know what? I'm so sick of y'all. See, maybe I should have gotten the shotgun upgrade.
It got a little stale towards the end because it felt like they were trying to wrap it up without trying to introduce new aspects to the game. The set design was cool. It was definitely interesting seeing a city underwater. I know we got to see a lot of that from windows and I would have liked a bit more like open areas to explore, and maybe we'll get that in BioShock 2. There were things I overlooked, like the lack of physical appearance in characters. Voice lines were definitely better. Oh my god. I would want more characters that you see and interact with more. Sound design. In the beginning, towards middle was great, but it all felt recycled. All the Big Daddy sounded the same. Pause. All the little sisters repeated the same, kill him! Kill him! You could see me getting progressively more and more annoyed.
So I have to kill them. I have to kill them. I need them. Okay. Fun. Maybe that's why they made them so fucking annoying.
All that being said, it was a great game. Boss fight was cool. It was fun. Playing with the plasmids, playing with the guns. All of it was awesome, and I wanted to see more of that same imagination that was poured into the gunplay throughout the entire project. First BioShock game, solid 8 out of 10 coins. Sadly, I'm gonna have to bump it down one because I was playing it with rose-tinted glasses because the previous game was Heart Garbaje. A solid 7 out of 10. Not a horrible game whatsoever, but it just could have been better. The tier of which it will be sitting in C tier. We're putting it in C tier. It's not a bad game. Fell short every now and then. Infamous Second Son. I want to put this game so much higher than what I'm going to. I'm going to get the ranking out the way for this one. A clean 9 coins out of 10. I gave it a 9 the first time. I'm sticking with it. This game, I love it. I love this game so fucking much. You're probably thinking,
Why is it still a 9? Why aren't you moving it up or moving it down?
I got it right the first time, that's why. From the moment you load up the game, you get all these different angles, all these different views. You get a lot of physics that you just did not get. The movement was buttery even before we became a conduit. I had fun with the other games we played, but you get tired of somewhat lackluster graphics. Then the combat, when we got powers, it felt smooth. It didn't feel forced. It felt free. You could damn near fly if you got enough shards. From smoke being AoE damage, it was so much fun, so much movement, and then the neon being so precise. You could run up walls. You could just be a speedy little sniper. And then video, I think that was my favorite one. You could damn near fly. You could fly up buildings. It did everything. And then the ultimate, bringing down a bunch of angels and demons onto people. And then the game felt good. And I'm really biased on this game, okay? Number one, it's a free roam game. I love me some free roam. I love superhero. There are a lot of superhero games that don't complete this wonder and the power that you feel, but this game does. It wasn't just a lackluster story. It had ups and downs, had twists, turns. It got a little predictable here and there, but it was good. It felt great. The characters compelling. None of them felt like they were one-dimensional. Everyone felt like they had a different side that was yet to be explored. And R.I.P. Reggie. The character models did feel a little plasticky or clay-like. I would have loved more things to do around the world, different things to explore, different things to collect. I know there you could tag shit, you could free the sectors, you could do all types of shit. I didn't really get a chance to touch that, so maybe when I stream doing all the evil shit, I can try to do more of the other thing. The villain, she just became a hypocrite. Her reasoning for everything that she was doing was twisted. All in all, great game. When it was raining, you could see like the raindrops like hitting the camera view. All in all, still out of 9, and I'm putting it in A tier. A solid A tier. Great game. It's so close in my mind to getting that golden. I want it. I want to put it in there. I do, but I can't. Where's Last of Us? What you doing with Last of Us? Come on now. I'm gonna tell you the score and the ranking right now. I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10 coins. It's still a 9. I know. There are people out there that are like, it should be a 10. However, ladies and gentlemen, first golden of the tier list, Last of Us Part 1, and you're like, but it's a 9! Fuck you. Now let me explain. The world felt so real. Characters felt real. All the important characters, I felt for them. Every introduction of a character made me attached to them in some way. From Ellie to Joel to Tess to Tommy to Sam and Henry. And I've been told I should have talked about my experience watching the show first before playing the game. If I played the game before I watched the show, I do feel it would have been higher. I'm admitting that. Trying to live in this to the best of your ability is damn near suicide, because you get attached to a person, and that can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing. I was excited to play, I was excited to see, and that there's more, even more for me to explore in Left Behind and Part 2. Weaponry, the guns that I could pick up, crafting, upgrading them, just junk I could find on the side of the street and use it to bash someone's skull in. The clickers were super sensitive and shit. What the yeah, they were. That wasn't the game. That was me. That was me. I was just shit. And looking back on it, seeing my playthroughs, I was shit. I didn't know how to navigate through them, and I can admit that. Moving on to the bad stuff, not really bad stuff. It's just shit that holds it back from a complete 10. Having more freedom could be welcomed. Having different things you could do, go to an infected nest, you know, that would be great. Or raiding a base. And these are very nitpicky things. That's why it was so close to being a 10 in my eyes. The story was one of the best written stories I've ever fucking played. After everything they've been through, they became stronger and they became family. And then the ending where Joel's going on a fucking slaughter. And then we get to play as Ellie with that fucking weirdo David. I'm glad you died. I'm glad Ellie packed you up some fierce. It being a zombie game, I was not expecting this rich of a story, and I was pleasantly surprised. Maybe in the next tier list, I will give it a 10. But right now, this is where it stands. I don't think it's gonna move out of golden. Bravo for it being the first golden. Let me tell you something. For what it is, 7 out of 10 coins. Oh! I was wrong as So now, Little Misfortune is sitting at an 8 because it was a better story. The characters in it had more depth. I did not know I would love it as much as I did. I did not know I already signed a deal when we were talking to Morgo in the beginning, or Mr. Voice, whatever the f you want to call him. And then all of that to be revealed right at the end.
Oh, shit.
Is that... Oh no, what have I done?
She was just living in a game that somebody created because she wasn't truly loved and cared for. It tugs on your heartstrings. It makes you look at yourself in your childhood. The humor in it was so f***ing funny. Like the quotables this little girl has. Fancy.
Give yourself a fuck. Ah, damn it. This is a ninja mission. Counter attack! Yikes forever.
Giving us a character that was so sweet, so kind, yet so her, so sassy. Also, I think she got like low-key brain trauma because she got hit in the head with a rock. The only things that held me back, would have liked more characters with speaking lines. It was great for what it was. Morgo was a creepy, chilling, compelling character because at times you didn't know if you could trust him or not. I didn't trust the motherfucker to begin with. It was good. I wanted more. I wanted more from it, more things to collect. Little action wouldn't hurt nobody. I stand by that point. It's a dumb point. That's just my personal bias. You telling me you wouldn't like her just glitter attacking people and then exploding into some cute shit? It is now an 8, was it 7? I'm gonna put it B tier. B tier. Solid game. I'm giving Wolf Among Us a 9. Wolf Among Us is still a 9. Still a 9. So close to being a 10. I wish the characters had more life to them. They most certainly did, but it felt like everybody was on Bigby's dick. Very few people were understanding. And those that were got shafted in the end. Everybody else was a selfish bastard, including Snow. I don't know what happened. I know Crane was a weirdo and she was trying to find an excuse. I think she was just trying to find an excuse to take her anger out on people. And what she did to Mr. Toad was not necessary. You wrong for that, Snow. I'm gonna remember that when I play part 2. It was a good game. It felt great seeing Bigby's transformation from his human form into his full-blown giant wolf form. It just... Fights were intriguing. The quick times felt like actual quick times. Uncharted. The mechanics were none special. It was regular Telltale. You examine, you look at shit, you read shit, you find shit. It was good. It was fine. Its execution could have done a little bit better. Why certain people like Bloody Mary were working for the Crooked Man when they're infinitely more powerful. Why certain characters did what they did. Beauty and Beast, I hate them. And they're both pampered little spoiled bitches. They didn't want to give up their lifestyle, so they were trying to do anything and everything but live comfortably. They just wanted to live extra. That was the reason why their entire marriage was going through turmoil, is because they couldn't live without Barkley. And it pissed me off that was the reason why they were at each other's throats. All in all, great game. Putting Wolf Among Us in A tier. Barely any gripes with it. And I mean that so genuinely. I grant you 10 out of 10 score. Detroit Become Human. This is the first ever immediate 10 score. And did I mean that? Drum roll, please. I totally did. It was amazing. It was fucking, I mean, I love this game. Even though I f***ed it up, even though I f***ed it up. But I love that game. And I'm gonna replay it. And I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna get the ending I want. I'm determined.
You're determined. So is Marcus.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I cannot think of one thing wrong. Everything I can think of was my fault. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that the one game that I completely and utterly adored, it was all my fault. Not only is it a 10 out of 10, it is at the very top. Move the fuck over, Last of Us. It's not moving that spot until something crazy comes along. Right now, it is the leading game. I don't know if another game is going to break that expectation. That and Infamous were the two games that I plan on replaying. If you have your complaints, your gripes, leave them in the comments. Comment, actually. Fight me, if you dare. We're gonna put the link to the tier list in the description. If you wanna move it around however you feel like, send it to me. I'll put my Instagram in it. Send me your screenshots of the tier list and I'll DM you back. But all in all, I enjoyed every single game here. There's not a bad game except Uncharted. Thank you so much for everything we played so far. Thank you for your support. You're everything, you know? More games to come, Volume 2 in June. Right now we're playing Little Misfortune. I wanted to include that game. Little Nightmares, and it'll be a part of the next tier list video. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm not gonna yell at y'all to comment like I usually do. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank you for the ride so far. It's been awesome. We out.